But if you give me my bread back and some change, why not? They're ultra thinking we just got money for Vlahovic. Why aren't we buying this true? I swear that CF Bayern guy got drawn out by Pogba / Rashford. Sounds like contract tactics. True. I don't know who will sign. I don't know, bro. Bro, offload Pepe. Yeah, it's done, man. I don't know how much Gnabry earns, man. You have to ask his accountant, man. I'll be happy with Jesus. I'll be delighted with Osimhen. Adding Gnabry, and we're hitting the kind of transfer window I'm hoping for. Just need a couple of mids, Hickey, and a right back. Charlie, you said it, man, but easier said than done, man. No, I'm not doing my show with I'm not there for the next two weeks. DG, you know Gabriel and Edu and the others was at Haringey Stadium for what? Gnabry not coming, media taunting us. Gnabry seems a bit unrealistic. You're talking facts. I appreciate that. I don't know about that, but yeah. Big up DG. Imagine Jesus and Eddie and the phone calling each other during the celebrations. Why not? You know what? It's not going to quite be a Bammy and a Lacazette, but you can get it back. I'm here for it. I don't think we sign him, but I would love it. So I'm saying Dons were doing shit stuff at them ages there, man. I don't know what's going on with our man. Like I said, there must be something that if you're connected to the world of football, there must be something dodgy around him or around his people or something. Because you can't go from being linked with Real Madrid, Barcelona, City, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, you know, seen as the golden boy, Pep waxing lyrical about your performances. You can't go from that to Betis. And it's looking like a half-hearted thing with Betis's interest. They're looking like, oh, you know what, 30 million. We took Fekir, we're taking Bellerin, we're signing Rebos, and we're getting a tune out of them. It's not like, man, I'm waxing lyrical. I'm taking Aouar, but there might be something Bandulu about it. Gnabry could be overrated. It don't mean he won't be good for us, mate. Arsenal, Aouar always comes to Arsenal and DG's FM saves, and he's media as well. Like, he's media in that. I'll be real. 50 for Jesus, 64 for Haaland. I mean, we're not going to get Haaland. Haaland's true fee when you factor in everything is 85 million. And not to mention his weekly wages. So it does sound great in isolation with that FIFA thing. But yeah, I don't see why Aouar is even an option considering his irregular season. Even if he was good last year, he ain't the correct player. That spot is being taken by Odegaard and Smith Rowe. I mean, there's a lot of games. And don't forget, Smith Rowe can play a lot of positions. Odegaard the same. And, you know, Aouar can learn / play in a pivot. So I wouldn't talk like Aouar's a scrub. Signing Jesus and renewing Eddie isn't good enough. Already a pre-made excuse for next season. We needed to back Arteta more with top strikers. We can go get Osimhen. We can go get Tammy. We can go get Nunes, who are all very good strikers. I'm tired of this, man. Boy. Worrying thing is, we're not signing a right back, my guy. You know we're not signing a right back. The club allegedly are happy with Cedric. Apparently, I saw on Twitter we rejected a bid from Porto. And these guys, they'll have good games, but they'll show you their levels, man. My mental health has been bad recently, but watching DJ has helped me big time. Thanks, man. Much love, bro. First things first, Ashley, I hope you're doing well and safe. Second of all, your mental health has improved because you've done it yourself, bro. I can never take claim for any of that. You're stronger than you already know, man. So keep going, my guy. Love to hear that, my guy. And anyone else, love to hear that, man. Keep doing your thing. I'm happy to have you here. You know, if my platform has provided something for you, then I appreciate that. But you've done that on your own back, my guy. Trust me. Referee excuses. Come on, I don't like rest, but excuses on. Bro, I can't lie. Anyone that's just saying that, they've not played football at any level. Yes, referees are shit, but everyone's taught in Sunday League, whether you live in this country or not. You expect the refs to be shit. I used to play for Boardwalk Farm, then I joined Edmonton All-Stars, and we knew Classford was always going to cheat. He was on that Sir Alex Ferguson thing, so you need to win the game. Even playing Sunday League now, refs are class, win the game. If you played as hard as you could in all these games, and you could say, okay, the ref has done us dirty, like Jogba at Stamford Bridge, fair play. But too often they're not. We're hiding behind that. People don't want to be honest, man. Gnabry, Jesus, Telemans, and Hickey would mark an unreal summer for us, Charles. I'm hoping for 5 Aouar, Paqueta, Hickey, Jesus, and Basuma or Nunes / Osimhen. I hope so, man. Excuses, FC. We didn't get fourth because of ourselves. Hey, man, we capitulated, bro. Regarding Odegaard, does it seem like you play well when Odegaard is playing well? Yeah, well, Odegaard, that he's on it. The only things I demand of Odegaard is physically, I think you need to improve. I want you to run the games a bit more, and I think that comes with age. I think you have the ability to run the game for us and dictate the tempo and that. I think you need to chip in with goals and assists, although Eddie and Saka have denied him too well the assists against Chelsea and United, I believe, respectively. Yeah, man. I would say that really. I think Odegaard's a fantastic player for us. I really like him. And I would actually say sometimes I think he tries to do some things that I think he thinks to his level of footballing IQ is probably the highest in the team. Sometimes he tries to play certain passes that the other guys are not on their level in it. I think he needs to dumb it down. I like Odegaard, terrific player, man. Only going to get better. What if Eddie Nketiah declines in performance as I'm thinking and his value drops? Must be sold now. I mean, he's 22, turning 23. There's going to be seasons better than others. There's going to be moments where he's up and down. Form is temporary, class is permanent. So just keep working. Like, as I said, a career is not going to go like that. Eddie's not just going to randomly it's not Disney Channel. You're not randomly just going to start games now and then you're just up there like that. It's like Saka. You was due to miss a penalty or have moments like that for England. You're due to have a season where you're not necessarily bagging. You're due to struggle like you have been, like Smith Rowe at times, kind of fell off in the second half of the season. Now been demoted back into the under-21s. It doesn't just go like that as a career. It doesn't. That's not football. It's not how it works. And referee mistakes don't just happen to us. Come on now. Big up S. I hope he does score 15. But if we get Morata, then I'm vexed. I don't need Jesus. Eddie, that's cool. But there's no point. If you're not going to bring in a striker better than them, which you could say Morata is arguably, I'd prefer to keep playing Eddie instead of Morata, even though Morata's probably better than him. I'd rather Jesus play instead of Morata. That's when I have a problem. If you're bringing in a next striker to go with Eddie's new deal and obviously Jesus, then it needs to be someone better, not someone sideways. I don't want to talk about somebody working hard and things. Where does Balogun fit in the narrative upon his return? Man signed a contract not too long ago and must be fuming that he's left out of discussion. I mean, this is a big club. No one put a gun to your head. You knew that, you're fighting with Tyrese, John Jules, Kion Edwards, any striker the club brings in. Martinelli, if we ever start playing him up front. The new striker who comes in, assuming this guy possesses, you knew there was competition. Now, it weren't going to, when you got past the euphoria of the announcement video, the new squad level, the new squad number, Balogun not ready. He's been on loan, half alone in Middlesbrough now. Probably would have went on loan quicker if the contract was sorted, It's not even just the goals. I look for it for the IQ. Sometimes you can see this is things you imagine at his age. Sometimes he's making poor runs. He's getting attracted to the ball. He just needs to keep developing. He's not ready right now. Probably go back on loan. You're still early 20s, No one put a gun to your head to sign that deal. He doesn't fit into the narrative for next season. Maybe if Eddie left, Balogun would get an opportunity. I mean, there's not too many games, occasionally coming off the bench and occasionally playing in Europa. It's not going to develop. I would love Balogun to play in a top division or something, but for me, I think it's worth staying at Middlesbrough. Chris Wilder wanted you at Sheffield United. I think at times he's brought you off the bench. He's hooked you when you needed to. I think I do see you developing. I think you might as well just stay at Middlesbrough for another year. Like, you're still young, really. And he's not ready to be getting a look in. He's not ready. When you're scoring but all them under 23 goals, when you're bagging against Dundalk, that's all meaty. No disrespect to him. It's different. And at the end of the day, man, need to score goals, really, man. DG, is Eddie and Hayes strong enough to push us forward in attack? Well, we're going to have to see. I can't convincingly say no. I can't convincingly say yes, because when I do the maths, I hope that potentially they could. But if we just look at the maths, it's a wait and see thing. I can't convincingly tell you that. I can see why Arteta wants to keep Eddie. I can see why Gabriel Jesus fits into what Arteta wants. Like Tite and Pep says, he's a great team player. He like the modern forward. He can play in a bunch of roles. He presses well. He does all of that. But in the topic of goals, if we just rise it up, and again, I know Jesus can score goals. I know Eddie can score goals. They've got a strong body of goals in all comps. But I'm looking at the league, because for me, that's how I'm judging it, Carl. The league is where we've struggled to score goals. Well, again, when we get to the latter stages of tournaments, of course you need people to score, but the league is where we're struggling. Anytime we buck a low block like the Burnley at home game, we're in trouble, because it's another point. We ain't got no movement. The number 8, we ain't got that techie number 8 that can mash up a team's defensive structure. And we ain't really got, a striker's not score. We're not scoring against them teams there, really. Big up to Eddie because he's got 5 goals in his last 7, but 21 in 5. Now, I think that's harsh because obviously Eddie, for the large part of the season, was a sideman. He's getting little man minutes, 30 seconds and that. Some of you last longer with your misses in that. But in terms of goals, Eddie's got 23 and 92 for Arsenal Football Club. I'm not making this up. You lot can all see this, and I'm not criticizing. You're asking me, do I think it's enough? Not sure. 10 goals in the Prem. Now, with like with Gab Jesus, maybe with a platform to score goals, that improves. But he hasn't got a strong body of work in the Championship where it didn't work out at Leeds. Didn't work, it's working out at Arsenal now, but 10 goals, 2 assists in 59, it's meaty. 23 goals in all comps, really, for Arsenal Football Club. I'm not criticizing him. I hope they could. But if I'm going, if I was betting, I don't know. Goals win games. I don't expect to see any of these guys where the golden boot is. And I hope to be wrong, of course. I'm just answering your question. You look at Gabriel Jesus now, 95 goals. He leaves just shy of 200. I mean, of 100, sorry. That was poor maths. Of 100 for City. 236 appearances, 95 goals. He's got 58. So that's 68. That's 68 Premier League goals between the two, if they are to be our strikers. For when Mikel Arteta says we need 90 to 100 goals, or we need goal scorers and things like that, if we just do the maths. This is why I kept saying, as much as if they get a platform, they're gonna have to score goals. To a degree, I can't really get mad at people if they've shown me that they can't do it. Like if we had Son, Vardy, Kane, or Prime, or Aubameyang, and they're not scoring goals, I'm kind of onto them. These lot haven't got a strong body of work, If you can't, if you can barely wrap burgers at McDonald's and I take you to my kitchen and say, cook me a meal, you're gonna be shit. I can't really be mad at you if you serve me something shit. I have to be mad at myself. This is where I'm looking at Arteta now, because show us the angle. The talent ID last year was good. Ramsdale, you can say what you want. I didn't know he was that good with his feet. So if you can see something in Jesus and Eddie that we don't know, then fair play. And I'll back them all the way. I'm kind of happy with them too, really. Of course, I would want another striker. I would want, in addition to these lot, all these other dons that are happening in it, like the Nunez's, the Osimhen's, of course. But as I said, what's that? That's 68 Premier League goals between them. And again, you have to tax probably Jesus as well, but tax Eddie, because out of Eddie's appearances, there's not too many 90-minute Premier League games really. But that's 68 goals between them. That's 159. 159 for Gabriel Jesus in the league. How many did it say Eddie had in the Premier League? 59. So 159 plus 59. That is 69 goals in 218 games between them. So if you're betting on that to get you, let's demote it down to 15, because if Eddie's a second fiddle striker, if you could get 10 to 15, Gab Jesus, again, if with a platform, if you could get 15, 20, and the other guys can chip in, cool. But, the latter stages of Europa League, you need to score, cool. So if that's what Arteta wants to bet on, fair play. But right now, it don't really, and then that sprinkles in, obviously, Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, who have chipped in. But as I said, for me, to be labelled a goal scorer, you have to be doing it for years. Like, obviously, if we look at, who would you compare Saka to? You know what? Son plays out wide. Salah plays out wide. Them man are goal scorers. They've been doing it for years. Saka is learning to score goals. He had he got 11 last year. I back Saka to get 11 or more next year, but I can't convincingly say that. And at times, let's be honest, even Saka's finishing could improve. And he kind of, he burnt the man out towards the tail end. I'm not going to belittle the penalties, because penalties are penalties, definitely when he missed one for England and scoring. But he kind of went off a cliff really and truly, Again, on that, just because I'm humouring myself, Saka transfer mark. Because I want to know when Saka actually last scored an open play goal, which wouldn't be the last couple of goals he scored. 12 goals and 7 assists in all comps, people, in 38 games Saka played, got 11 goals and 7 assists. Saka's learning to score goals. I know he's played left back and all these things, but he's got 17 goals in 97 Premier League appearances. So he'll touch the 100 league games barrier next year. 131 for Arsenal. He's got 23 and 29. So he's learning to score goals. Scrolling all the way down, you'd have to go back to Aston Villa, and just so you lot can see here, you'd have to go back to Aston Villa, the last open play goal he bagged. And again, this is what I'm saying. Like, we're betting on guys that have potential to score goals, which is cool. Which tomorrow that can help us. But the target next season is top 4, is the final of the Europa League, going to the final of the FA Cup, going as far as you can in the league. Obviously, We need to be creating goals, scoring goals, defending a lot better, evident improvement. And the gloves are going to be off. Arteta, no one can save you because you signed a new deal. Money's been spent. Money's going to be spent. But this is it. So again, in the topic of scoring goals, where are they coming from? You know, Klopp can sit there, or Conte can sit there and say, boom, Kane's my guy. He's going to get me double figures. Son's going to get me double figures. Kulusevski with a full season can do a thing for me. Past that, he's probably struggling. Liverpool, they're all littered around. City, they're all littered around. Other team, now they can sit there and say Ronaldo's going to bag goals for me. United can't really look at Rashford at this moment in time, Sancho at this moment in time, Martial at this moment in time, and really think goals are happening. So it's a bit unfair, I feel, for these young players. It's the harsh reality of football, Smith Rowe, Saka, you man are England internationals and all them things there now. We're doing the young player project. It's a bit unfair, really. And again, I want to say Smith Rowe because I'm sure you had a healthy goal tally at a point. 10 Premier League goals. Big up to him and Saka. But I can't convincingly say you are going to get 10 and 11 for Saka and Smith Rowe next season. I can't convincingly say Eddie is going to bag. I can't convincingly say Jesus. Out of all of them, I'd probably be the most confident in Jesus, to be fair with you. But yeah, between them, they got 20 goals and about, 9 or so assists. So we're betting on a lot. But then again, in the Premier League, he's got 12 goals in 55. Smith Rowe is learning to do that. And a lot of people sit there and say, oh, Arteta's not improving players. I'm sorry, but they've had their best goal scoring seasons, and they are, some players are not improving as fast and making the same mistakes, but he is improving them. But Smith Rowe started off very well. I want to see the assists improve a bit. 2 assists, Smith Rowe, you're good enough to get a lot better than that. But yeah, he bust out. He scored against Chelsea, but he bust out second half of the season. And I know he weren't playing, he had injuries. So yeah, and these are the goal scorers in the team. So if these men are not scoring, what on for us then? That's my point. Like, what's going to happen? Like, because obviously these are young dons. You can't expect them all to be at it for 38 Premier League games. 252 likes. Can we keep moving? It's like drawing blood from a stone. It's unfair. If Liverpool relied on Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, that Carvalho brother, it would look a lot different. If Phil Foden's a bit of an enigma, but it would look a lot different if City were relying on the young tugs. We're actually doing that. So yeah, man, it is what it is. That's why I said to the comment about the cameos, that's why I said I discounted a bit for Eddie. I've literally said that. So, yeah, it is what it is. And then past that, who are we really looking at to score goals? You're not here. Your days are numbered. I'm looking at Martinelli to score goals as well. But what did you get? 6 and 6 in the league. Right. Fair enough. In 29, fair enough. They said Martinelli don't play games. Look at him. 18 goals, 11 in the league in 57. The man them are still learning, man. Like what? He bagged against Everton and he did get a couple assists, but he went on a little drought. And there was even times where Martinelli, Southampton away, even though the ref got in the way, City at home. There's been times, Smith Rowe, numerous times where he should have bagged, especially when he came back from injury. They're learning. This is the project we're doing, but do you get it? Goes around. And another one, who else are you really looking at? If it's not Martinelli, for me, I'm looking at Odegaard still to get goals. In my opinion, because I think he's got the capacity to chip in for goals and assists, and you need to. Right, you got 7 goals in the league. You never scored 7. Oh my God. Bro, Odegaard, 7 and 4. In East, and brother, you see what I'm saying? Like, he's got to do a bit more. Raw. We're cooking still. Odegaard, we're moving mad still. But still, 50 appearances, 8 goals now. Adaptation tax and that. But yeah, I can't lie, 4 assists though. Smith Rowe only had half, and you only missed 2 games. I want the assist to improve. I expect more goals, more assists than goals. But apart from Martinelli and obviously Smith Rowe, assuming Gabriel Jesus signed and Nketiah signs his new deal, Saka and Smith Rowe and Martinelli, who's expected to score goals? Xhaka can't play United every week, like I keep saying. That it's one of them ones. He can't play them every week. So it's a very interesting one still. Very, very interesting debate, and one that will be cut up as well. Can Jesus Eddie score enough? It's one of them ones, really. It's an interesting debate to have, though, man.